She'd no more than moved away from her chair when her mother rose to join her. Susanna choked back a small sob. There really was no escape.
"Could you not at least wait until we had finished our conversation?" Lady Dane complained, as though Susanna's physical needs were the most inconvenient thing in the world.
I'm sorry, Mamma."
"Why don't you stay, Dorothea?" the Marchioness asked. "Surely Lady Susanna can find her way to the retiring room by herself?" Susanna's gaze locked on her mother's. Inside, she squirmed like one of the insects her brothers used to pin for their collections. Lady Dane would most certainly defy the Marchioness. She would never let her disappointing daughter out of her sight. Susanna had one glimmer of hope. Her brother's scandalous marriage a few weeks ago had noticeably thinned the pile of invitations the Danes received. The family was not shunned exactly, but they had spent more nights at home than the debutante daughter of an earl should. Not that she minded. Her mother patted Susanna on the arm, the stinging pinch delivered under cover of affection. "Do not dawdle." Susanna need not be cut free twice. She practically ran for the house. "She is perfectly safe here," the Marchioness's voice carried across the lawn. "I understand why you play the hawk. She must make a good match, and the sooner the better."
The sooner she escaped this garden party, the better. Every group of ladies she passed bestowed snake-like smiles before raising their fans and whispering. Sometimes the whispers weren't even whispered.
"Dane introduced a bill to establish a central police force. What next? Gendarmes?"
A few steps more.
"I heard her brother began a soup kitchen."
Almost there.
"St. Giles, can you imagine?"
Susanna ducked into the cool darkness of the townhouse and flattened herself against the wall. She closed her eyes, swiping at the stinging tears. Breathe. Breathe. Free from the whispers that were not whispers, and the stares, and, best of all, her mother, she slouched in smug rebellion.
"May I be of assistance, my lady?"
Susanna's spine went rigid, and she opened her eyes. A footman bestowed a bemused smile on her. She imagined it was not every day a lady ran away from the Marchioness's garden party and collapsed in relief. "The ladies' retiring room. Could you direct me?"
"This way, Lady Susanna."
She followed him through well-appointed, though cold, impersonal rooms until she reached a small room filled with plants, several chairs, 2 small hand mirrors on stands, a pitcher of fresh water and basin, and screens for privacy. Susanna stepped inside and closed the door. Finally, alone. She straightened her white muslin gown with the blue sash at the high waist. Her hat sported matching ribbons. She might have removed it if it would not have been so much trouble to pin in place again. At the basin, she splashed water into the bowl and dabbed at her face. One look in the mirror showed that her cheeks were flushed and her brown eyes too bright. She had the typical colouring of a strawberry blonde, and her pale skin reddened easily. In the mirror she spotted something move, and a woman in a large, elaborately plumed hat emerged from behind the screen. Susanna's heart sank. She willed the woman to return to the party quickly and leave her to her solitude. The screens provided a convenient shield.
"You are Lady Susanna, are you not?"
There would be no hiding. The urge to crumple into a ball on the floor almost overwhelmed her, but she was the daughter of an earl. Susanna pushed her shoulders back. Yes, I am. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met." The woman patted her perfect coiffure, which was tucked neatly under her hat, and poured water from the ewer over her hands.
"I am Lady Winthorpe."
"Oh." The Countess's face brightened with amusement.
"I see you have heard of me. Do not worry, all of my children have married."
She bent, baring her teeth in the mirror and examining them closely.
"I cannot tell you what a relief it is not to have to push them at every titled man or woman in town. I imagine your poor mother is at her wit's end."
Heat rushed into Susanna's face, and her cheeks reddened most unbecomingly. Dane's marriage was indeed scandalous, and because it was, no one mentioned it to her. Her tongue lay thick and clumsy in her mouth.
"What came over the Earl?"